Thank you.
You want to give him a copy?
All right.
So he can follow when he gets.
Where are your influences from?
5:35, so I call the meeting to order. Like, join me in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
I-
of
United States of America,
the republic for which it stands,
stands one nation under God,
with liberty and justice for all. Okay, first, under proclamations, I'd like to read this proclamation from the Arbor Day Foundation to celebrate Arbor Day. So whereas in 1872, the Nebraska Board of Agriculture established a special day to be set aside for the planting of trees, and whereas this holiday called Arbor Day was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska, and whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world, and whereas trees can be a solution to combating climate change by reducing the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cutting heating and cooling costs, moderating the temperature, cleaning the air, producing life-giving oxygen, and providing a habitat for wildlife. And whereas trees are a renewable resource, giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas trees in our city increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our community. And whereas trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. Now, therefore, I, Rebecca Schamberg, Mayor of the City of Hiawatha, Kansas, do hereby proclaim April 26, 2024 as Arbor Day in the City of Hiawatha. And I urge all citizens to celebrate Arbor Day and to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands. And further, I urge all citizens to plant trees to gladden the heart and promote the well-being of this and future generations. Dated this 22nd day of April, 2024. Dave, did you have anything to add since you're our resident tree person?
no, you read it fine. That's all I have for that one.
Okay. All right, we're going to move on to public comments, and just a reminder that for public comments, we are limited to 3 minutes to speak. And it looks like Cindy Mackey, you are up.
My name is Cindy. 710th and Delaware Street needs to be, these potholes right here need to be fixed. 710th and Delaware needs to be fixed, and the city of Hiawatha, we're looking at the streets, making Hiawatha safe.
Okay. You know what, Sid, this time of year, we start looking at, our city crews start looking at the streets to find out what potholes need to be fixed and how we can go about doing it. And we get a whole plan set. And so thank you for bringing this to our attention. And our city administrator, Brad Scott, he can see that happens too. So I don't know if you wanted to add anything,
Thank
Brad?
you. But I was gonna tell you guys, you might want to get. Move out the back. What I was saying was, you guys need to get hold of Midwest Ready Mix and have them pour the concrete.
Okay. All right, Sid, we will look at it, okay?
Okay.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good job.
Because that's the reason.
Okay, moving on to the consent agenda. Were there any questions on there? That was it. Are any questions or Brad, is there anything you need to clarify on the consent agenda?
No, not this time.
Yeah, I would entertain a motion.
I make a motion, we approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda as presented. Any further discussion? Not, no?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion passed, whatever we are, 5-0. Nothing under old business, moving on to new, the professional services agreement, so Brad.
Yeah, so Michael Webb, who is a retired city manager for the city of Edwardsville, has been involved with the city on our MIH grant side. He's been our grant writer for that project. And he had reached out to the city to offer his expertise when it comes to the 2025 budget. And so I followed up with him with a phone conversation. We had a nice conversation, and basically I asked him at that point to give us an agreement, to bring an agreement to me that I could put in front of the commission to help us out with our 2025 budget. He is going to help guide city staff through this process, hopefully, so we can all have a better understanding of how this process works in the future. Under his compensation, his first 50 hours is $100 billed hourly in quarter-hour increments. And anything in excess of 50 hours would be billed at $150 per hour. He's looking at, him and I talked, and we believe that he can do a lot of this work remotely, working with us through Zoom, things like that. And I feel like this is a good idea to have somebody who has a lot of expertise in budgeting to help guide us through this 2025 budget.
Think it makes sense. Yeah, it's a big undertaking, budget.
I think it's a good idea. I hate to spend the money, but I don't see that we have any other choice. I think it's a great idea. And I don't think that the prices are unreasonable at all. Especially with, you can do Zoom, which is, that's gonna cut down
Yes,
on price as far as the hourly will still be the same, but at least you won't have to drive here.
yes.
Would you like to make a motion?
I would be interested as to what Brian and Dave think.
I think it's a good idea to get some help on this the first time around. Someone that has some experience and train our folks to carry on in future years.
I agree.
Okay, I'll make a motion then to accept the professional service agreement as presented by Michael Webb to help guide the city through the 2025 budget process.
Second,
It's been moved and seconded to accept the professional services agreement. Is there any further discussion? If not?
Steve, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion passed 5-0. Moving on to communications, right?
And so under communications, I believe that Dave Wilson has attached the unsafe and dangerous update. I have also asked him to update the commission in the future on 310 Hiawatha as well, since there were two separate resolutions on those properties. And so he will be bringing back the 310 Hiawatha for update as well. Brown County Emergency Management Mitigation Communication. I would, Don Pounds had contacted me, and what this is for. This is for Brown County to be, this is for our FEMA, money, and so we'd be available with FEMA money in case there's a,
You're talking about like
Yeah.
$40,000 if we wanted to build a storm shelter or something.
Yeah, and so what, this is just something that we have to go through. There's a list of things that we have to do. Most of it is for communications. And this makes us available for FEMA money in the case of, in case of a disaster. And so we had to go through a checklist, and this is through multiple agencies through Brown County. The city of Hiawatha is what I have focused on here. And a lot of communication, Facebook, flyers, our website, some things that we're going to do, like say at our local, like the Maple Leaf Festival, things like that. And so you'll notice if you go through here, you see like staff time, $500 per project on encourage and seek funding for the construction of public safe rooms in Hiawatha. And so what that would be, we would try to see if there's a need for, like, say, a storm shelter for a tornado or a windstorm. This does not obligate the city of Hiawatha to spend that money, but it encourages us to seek funding and grant funding for such a project. And there's some other things on there like incorporate inspection of trees. And that could be a threat to electrical lines. Now, this is something that Evergy does quite a bit on their own. And so he thought that maybe the city tree board could take the lead on that. Really, there's a lot of it's just a lot of communication. So pursuant to any questions, I'm open for, hopefully I can answer.
It's like you said, none of this is stuff that we have to do, but if we choose to, this is the way we have to go. We have to have this in place in order to seek funds, correct?
Yes, we have to have this in place in order to seek funds. And in case there's a disaster, this makes Brown County available for FEMA funds.
And do we have to approve it or anything, or you just, or it's done?
It's done. I'm just presenting this as a communication.
Any other questions?
Hey, Brad, do you know if the county do they have a separate list or are they participating in these items or?
The county has a separate list onto themselves, and also there would be lists for like the city of Borden and other entities as well. And so the county has their own list. The list that I've shared with you would be just what pertains to the city of Hiawatha.
Okay, thank you.
Brian, did you have anything?
I do not.
All right, thanks, Brad. Moving on to executive, how long? Meeting.
That's been postponed till next meeting.
Oh.
Thank you.
All right, so do I need to? We're going to governing body comments. This is. If you run life meetings this way, Brad, you're hired. It's true. It's not like this. Big. Governing body comments, for myself, like I said, welcome to the dais, sitting on this side as opposed to there, Brad. I'm glad to see you sitting there and get the first meeting under your belt. Brian, do you have anything?
I do not.
Dave?
I'd like to congratulate Brad and Rusty Joslin for passing the tests for wastewater operator, I believe. Is that correct, Brad?
That is correct, yes.
Yeah, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Evans?
That's all I have.
Tony?
I'm just curious, talking about the website, what's going on with that? Anything?
So right before Jane and Stacy went to surgery, they had taken over that, spearheading the website. So they have had, well, they had the first meeting last Friday, but some issues arose. And so they are starting to work on it again. And we have a meeting tomorrow at 10 with the lady from Civic Plus that we're doing the website for. And I believe we're on the last legs of it, correct? Yes. Yep.
You're on the last leg with it. So what I'm hearing you say is that we're gonna have a new website up shortly.
Yes.
Well, that's wonderful because I can't find anything.
Say. Say.
Thank you. And I really appreciate that, the update on that. Brian, Brad, whatever your name is, Mr. Scott.
Yes.
Congratulations, you and Rusty, and I'm so happy that you're sitting here. And that's all I have.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that motion.
Move to second, any further discussion? Not done.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion passed 5-0. Shortest meeting we've had in